everyone, I'm Lisa.
I'm Lori.
And I'm Sasha.
And we're here to tell you about all the wonderful things you can do in Cross Stitch World on Facebook in the month of October. So thanks for joining us. We're going to get in and talk about a number of different challenge groups. There are heaps out there, but we just narrowed down to a couple that we're doing to give you an idea of how we think about things. So we're going to start, of course, with Lori and Daily 30. What are we doing in the Daily 30?
Daily 30s monthly is all about cryptids. What we think of as like monsters or creatures. So all of the monthlies are 10 prompts for 300 stitches, and you earn 3 tokens. And of course they have the hour equivalent, which is 3 hours. So let's get started. The first prompt: stitch on a whip that contains a freshwater source, not salt water.
Oh, well, my focus for October is Knock It Over, because No New Starts is doing the Knock It Over challenge in October, finishing as many whips as you can. So I'm trying, where possible, to focus on the whips that I can finish, which is going to make freshwater very, very difficult. But there's no alternatives for monthly, so if you want them, you've got to do them. Yes, I'm going to have to think about that for a minute. Let's jump.
Do you have any snow?
Pardon?
Do you have any snow?
Not in the ones I'm finishing, no.
Okay.
I mean, look, the perfect option would be this one, which is probably where Sasha's going. Fairy Tale Village.
I was actually going to go somewhere else.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. I mean, I was just working on this last month, and it's got that lake there, and that lake is bound to be a freshwater source. So I may have to do some more on that, maybe. I don't know. Where are you going, Sasha?
Sasha?
So I was going to use Paris of My Dreams, and you can see the water in front of the Eiffel Tower that reflects it.
I found one. Sorry.
Okay.
Old Time Wagons. The ice bucket at the end has ice melting, and the ice melting is fresh water. Yes.
Yeah. That's really good.
Lori?
Okay. I'm just going to share my whip album. I am doing Sing and Rejoice, and there's snow, and snow melt is a source of fresh water for many places. So,
yes.
Okay. Number 2. Stitch on a whip of a popular pattern that is copyright dated more than 5 years ago.
Gosh, it's got to be a popular pattern or just a pattern?
That's what it says.
A popular pattern. Well,
oh, I got one for you.
You got one for me, do you?
Yeah, you have the same one.
I know, but it's probably not in my finish pile.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the dates on me at the moment, but in my list, Mr. Samurai from Dimensions is bound to be more than 5 years ago. And I'm sure he's very popular in Japan.
Well, Dimensions kits in general are popular, I think.
They are, yes. Yeah. He's very popular because I know at least one other person stitching him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
And I don't know the exact date, but this Chatelaine Herbularius is almost certainly more than 5 years old.
Definitely. I'm wrangling with this all morning. Cozy Cove. 1999. There you go. Yep. It's even on the cover. I did a screenshot of the cover.
I do have that one, and I would pay that as being a popular pattern too. It's a popular pattern bit's getting me, because I mean I have this one. This one's old too, very old. But I don't know. It's not popular, so that's the bit that I've got to think about. But yes, definitely that one, Laurie. I pay that.
Yeah. Prompt number 3: stitch on a whip you didn't know much about until you started it.
Look, this one's actually, I'm going to go this one, because I don't know what the books are going to be until I stitch them.
Yes.
I'm going to go with Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles, because I've never stitched on a pattern like this that has all the little motifs. So I didn't know what it would be like to stitch and go from, small motif to small motif.
And count.
Yeah.
Lisa, you gave me a good idea, so I'm switching my original choice to Sal. I'm just starting this month, the Haunted Library Sal, and you're right.
You don't know much about it.
I don't know all about it until I get started, because it's released once a section weekly. Yeah.
And I agree. When I first read that prompt, and this is why we do these videos, because we all think things differently. But when I first read that prompt, I was 100% like Sasha. And my problem is I understand how to do all the stitching in all my whips, and I didn't really have many that were a problem or that I needed to learn about. So yeah, it just came to me just then. I was going to do Anzac, because every time I stitch, I find more motifs that appear as you stitch them. It's like, oh, that's a little such and such. So I was going to go down that track, but then I just had that idea that no, my mysteries, I don't know my stitch counts till I do them.
Yep. Prompt number 4, stitch on a whip that has stitch on a whip that is a combination of 2 objects.
Okay, that one is a bit trickier, combination of 2 objects within the whip. I actually was thinking about that, and I was thinking if that was going to be, my first interpretation is that I'd have to do a builder object, like my gingerbread house, where I've got to stitch the walls and I've got to stitch the roof. That's how my brain said that had to be, which I could do, but that's nowhere near this month's ones. So I'm actually going to go back to the temperature bookshelf, because there's at least a bookshelf and a bunch of stuff on the bookshelf. So I don't know if that's what they mean, but.
Yeah, I was going to take a similar approach and do my new start for October, the Halloween tiered tray by Madame Chantilly. It's a combination of items put on the tray. Yeah.
I am going to take a similar interpretation as you two. The Haunted Library Sal, well, there's a lot of combinations here. You have a staircase and a bookshelf. It's all kind of one thing. And then you have a librarian, which is really 2 things. She's a ghost and she's a librarian. You could say that about anything, but yeah. And then you have a combination of things. You have, so we'll just spin it that way and something ought to stick.
I mean, as I said, if I think about it in the true sense, it's a combination of 2 things. So I feel like I've got to stitch 2 parts and put it together. The other thing that'd be pretty obvious would be like Springhouse Trio, where you've got a house with a big basket on the roof. And a lot of blackbirds have things like that, where there's like one motif, but it's a combination of 2 unrelated objects. Maybe people could do something like that too.
That makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
I was thinking further on the tiered tray, and up in the top, you can see there are flowers inside a coffee mug.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the combination. The flowers are in the mug.
I think that's what it's getting to. I mean, we don't know. Remember, we are not authorities on anything other than no new starts around here, but it's just our interpretation on things.
Exactly. And then I know we're beating on this, but basically the prompt is saying the BB is a cryptid that comes out of China. Little is known about the most Asian cryptids, but most come from ancient legends and religion. The BB is a winged fox creature. So I guess it's wings and a fox. Those 2 things don't typically go together.
So it's like my house with a basket on top of it, or flowers in a coffee mug. It's that sort of idea. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Prompt number 5, stitch on a whip that terrifies you in some way and explain how it is terrifying. So explain.
Look, it doesn't terrify me at all, but I can pretend it does, because there are so many things in Australia that can kill you.
Oh, that's perfect.
That was Anzac, by the way, in case anyone hasn't seen it for the last 50 million years.
I think terrify is a little bit of a strong word, but I'm about to start this Afghan, and it's a big undertaking, so it's a little daunting. And then I'm also doing a conversion from DMC to Selkie. And so for those reasons, it's a little scary.
Nice. I'm going to do again my haunted library style. One, for me, the unknown, buying something sight unseen is terrifying. But also all of the creatures in the haunted library on their own could be terrifying, you know. So
And that
There
was
you go.
actually the other option I could have had if I was going more to the point, Spooky Hollow. I mean, if a headless horseman came riding past me, I'd be pretty terrified.
mhm,
So lots of options for that.
yes. Number 6, stitch on a whip that goes by 2 or 3 more names, nicknames. Yeah.
I'm thinking about one of our friends who we have a good nickname for her, Hade.
Oh. Sheepas. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say it.
That's a good one. I'm pretty sure Anzac has a lot of names. For me and a lot of other people, that blasted whip that I had to frog at the beginning so many times. Or, that killer whip. So, although, before you jump in, I never remember if this is Spooky Hollow or Sleepy Hollow. So I always call it both names. Does that count?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I would use this one that I've seen by many names.
Yeah.
European Town, Fairy Tale Village, Storybook Village.
Yeah, Fairy Tale
So-
Town. Well, I always call it lots of different names anyway, because again, I never remember which version, even though it's written on the chart, but in my head, it's like,
Mhm.
it's my village. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Yes. I am having trouble with this one just as I don't always nickname things, but of the ones that I still have that I want to stitch on, I'm kind of like you, Lisa. I want to focus and I want it to be either the ornaments, this haunted library, or Attack on Titan.
I think the Haunted
Adventure-
Library would be your best bet because it's automatically going to be known as the library cell,
Mhm.
the Lola Crow cell, the Haunted Library cell, the creepy library. So that's probably your best bet.
Okay, that goes for me. Number 6, stitch on. Oh, that was number 6. Number 7, stitch on something you can associate with disaster. Please explain how it associates.
Well, gosh, so many options here. I mean, Anzac. I start with the big waves blowing, the roaring 40s blowing the ships around the Cape of Africa, and so many places got shipwrecked. But not to mention, if this big shark was coming up in the ocean at you, that would be rather disastrous for you too. But then you could also go more for the Halloween style disaster of, if the skeletons are singing at night and the headless horseman's riding by, we're probably in the apocalypse or something, aren't we?
Yeah, that works.
All right. So I think I would choose Summer in Stars Hollow because in the Gilmore Girls TV series, that Jeep that's featured there has a big disaster happen to it, or actually several. So
Yeah. I'm going with Cozy Cove because the prompt says something you can associate with disaster. And right now, Ian's barreling up, through the United States, and coves and beaches and coastal towns. I could associate this with the disaster that's happening right now.
And
So,
especially the way that flag is flying, it's like the wind is coming and picking up.
yeah. Yes. Prompt number 8, stitch on a whip with an animal on it. Exactly. Yeah.
Dog's declaration, dogs and bunnies and squirrels.
Yes. For me, haunted library style again. There's like a skeletal cat in there.
I'm going to chuck another one up though. I also am working on this Scarlet House American homestead, and can you see all the animals in that pillow?
Yes.
So choices. That's an easy one.
Yes, it is. We needed an easy one.
I know it's a hard prompt this month.
Yes, yes. Very interesting though. Number 9, stitch on a web that causes you great frustrations, and tell us what that frustration is.
I already told you. Miscounting.
Right.
I would say this one. It's such slow going because of how much confetti there is. So
That's beautiful.
For me, Cozy Cove.
Oh, yeah.
Pattern. I'm still wrestling with that pattern to get it somewhere where I can track where I'm at. And I'm like 2/3 of the way into it, and I don't have anything marked off. So anyway, it's
Yeah.
bad. Number 10, stitch on a whip that has something that is universal around the world, but won't look the same in different places.
Ooh. Bookcase. Different countries have different types of bookcases and different things on their bookshelves.
Fair enough.
I think I do Fairy Tale Village because it's also called European Town, and there are villages everywhere, but they look different in different parts of the world.
Yes, and I am doing Cozy Cove. I'm going to show it again one last time. Cozy, this has an inn. Well, I know that's a house, but this has Cove Inn. And there are hotels around the world, and they all look different. Different countries have different premier hotels, and the architecture is completely different. So yeah, here we go. And that is your daily 30 monthly.
Wonderful. Okay. I'm going to jump across to the Down Under Divas monthly next. So I'm just getting it up. We're continuing our jaunt around Australia. And remember, these events are for the big stitcher. The monthlies are huge. You don't have to do them all. You choose how many stitches you do, and you get rewarded according to that. So we're going around Western Australia. That's the far side of Australia for anyone else who wants to know. The state colours are gold and black, 2,000 stitches in either or both of those colours. I just want to know, can you guys think of that easily? 2,000 stitches in black or gold? I wouldn't like to be doing 2,000 in gold metallic, I'll tell you that much.
Yep, I'm doing Anzac in all black. It's my fabric that's all dynamic. So
yeah,
you have to do both colors or just one?
No, just one.
All right, then I'd probably do this one.
Well, I wasn't planning to do it, but I am currently stitching the black in a stitch in time, and hey, 2,000 black stitches would get me to finish that shelf that I'm trying to finish. So, I might have to pop that in. Even though it's not a new one I want to finish. I mean, hey, there's no chance in hell of me finishing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the home to wave rock, large rock formation, looks just like a tall wave about to break. 2,000 stitches on a piece with a wave. Laurie, I've got it for you.
Yeah. I want to do Cozy Cove because that's my focus. They have waves in the back.
You got any waves, Sasha?
I do. This is my little travel piece, and it's a wreath, and you can see it's got some ocean with some waves.
Awesome. And that's the thing. For those of us trying to knock it over, 2,000 stitches gets a good deal done on them. So even if you knock it over, it's not about finishing. It's about focusing on the whips and things. This might be a good way to point you through it. The next one's very easily. The floral emblem is the red and green kangaroo paw. Stitch 1,000 stitches on a piece with a paw. So we've already talked about our animals, so we would double dip that. And number 4, stitch on a piece, the state bird's the black swan. Stitch on a piece with a swan or a long-necked animal? This one's a bit harder. But then again, it depends on how you look at it. Because, Laurie, I mean, you could say that horse is long-necked, and particularly if you're going to call him a dragon.
Good. Yes.
For me, you can't really see in my picture, but these things here look like alpacas with long necks. Any long necks from any of you?
Mhm.
Well, this is a bit of a stretch, but aren't long neck clams a thing? There are clams on this.
Yes. They are very creative.
Yeah.
I would do Cozy Cove for the horse that is
You chuck the horse on.
pulling the cart.
That's good. See, I think I hear a bit of a feature happening in Laurie's knocked over. She's going to be trying to knock it over Cozy Cove.
Yes.
It's progressing
Yeah.
a lot.
Yes. It's in.
Okay. Quokkas are native to Western Australia. I feel like I need to show you a quokka. One moment, please. I've got to show you. Do you guys know quokkas? Because quokkas are really cute. So hold on. I'm going to show the people a quokka. They are so cute. All right. Share my screen. Can you see my quokka?
Oh.
Can you see why I have to share him with you? He's just so adorable.
Oh.
So that's a quokka. Okay, so they're native to Western Australia. So you have 1,000 stitches on a piece with a teddy bear or a smiling animal.
That's hard.
I've got a dog. You can't see it, but in this one, the dog actually looks like it's smiling. So I'm going the smiling animal. Look, I think.
Yeah, I think this dog right here looks like it's smiling.
I would agree.
And I think, if you think about Christmas ornaments with all those, little animals dressed up in Santa hats and things, they're usually smiling.
Yes.
Nothing comes to mind for you, Laurie?
I have dog's declaration as well. I would go.
The coat of arms of Western Australia depicts 2 kangaroos holding boomerangs facing a shield with a black swan. Stitch 500 stitches on a piece with a boomerang or another hunting implement. And again, I've got you, Laurie. There's a gun in Anzac. That's a hunting implement.
Very true. An implement. They had to use that word.
Yep. Look, do you have any big sticks?
Not really.
Can you go hunting the flagpole in Cozy Cove?
Did you say a boat?
A
boat?
That's not an implement.
A boat. A boat on the water. A boat.
Don't know.
Yeah, I'll pass.
All right. Sasha, anything for you?
Well, all I can think of is that Dog's Declaration has a bunch of birds, and I know people use birds to hunt with.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Like falcons or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got to be as creative as you want to be, or you pass. Either's fine.
I'm not sure I'd call a bird an implement, but it's definitely a tool for hunting. So.
All right, I'm going to have to do. I think I'm going to have to do Googling in for this one for you guys. Okay, so the animal mascot of Western Australia is the numbat, and it's an endangered species. And it's got and I'll show you a picture of a numbat to share. May as well have your Australian education while you're Sunday morning here. There's the numbat.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah. So because of the numbat, it is an endangered species. You got to stitch 500 stitches on a piece with an endangered species or a stripy animal. I haven't given it any research yet, but I'm going to be going with Anzac because I'm pretty sure on there I can find an endangered species. Like I think the turtles might be endangered. I'm not sure. I'd have to do a little bit of research, but I'm sure I can find one animal on Anzac that might be endangered.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that as
I
well.
told you it's hard.
My best idea is that there's a snowman on this Afghan, and come the end of winter, snowmen become endangered.
But he's an animal. He is stripy though. Yeah, okay.
It's a species, so it's not
species.
stripy,
There's no
but
snowmen in summer. That's true.
I don't know. That's all I got.
Hey, that's something. State fish is the whale shark. 500 pieces on a piece with a whale, a shark, or a spotty fish. A big ass shark there.
Yep.
My Anzac's getting a lot of love this month, and it's good because it wants to get finished this year.
It is. I've got one creative.
Yay.
Finally, I got one. On Cozy Cove, there's a whale
There is. Yay.
right there.
Yeah.
Hey, see, and what we're hopefully seeing, people, is that when you have a focus on what you want to do, you can try and make it fit. And that's what I'm enjoying at the moment, is not just having the open slather of, find a whale, because I mean, I can probably find a piece in my collection for anything, but I'm really wanting to narrow my focus. And when you've got that on your mind, like Laurie just showed, it's like, there is a whale there. Sasha.
What kind of fish?
Spotty.
Spotted? Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
Well, that's the first one you've had to pass, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Western Australia is home to the Argyle mine, the largest producer of diamonds in the world. Stitch 500 stitches on something that sparkles like a diamond or in sparkly thread. And I went outside the box for this, so I'll let you guys go first, and then I'll show you my outside the box.
Well, I think I'd use my Herbularius because it's got lots of sparkly thread and then it's got beads also.
Yeah.
So
you do but you got to do the
Really?
beads and the sparkly thread for this problem.
Oh, you have to do the stitches
Yes.
in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you still can, but you've got to do the.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
I could do that as well. My Sing and Rejoice, all of the red is has chronic filament in it.
Oh, that's
so
you do the
it will
sparkly thread.
sparkle.
Well, I went a bit out of the box. My Nutcracker Village, you can't see it in this picture, but I'm stitching it on sparkly opalescent fabric. I'm stitching on something that sparkles. And I'm sure that will buy. My kids are up and starting to come in. Number 10, Broome is a town located on the coastline of northern Western Australia, the largest producer of cultivated pearls in the world. Stitch 500 stitches on a piece that contains a pearl or has a chain of circles like a pearl necklace. Now, I can't show you on this picture, but the top of Anzac actually has got a chain of circular motif going across the. So I've been able to tie my Anzac into that one.
So on my Christmas Afghan, can you see on the tree the garland that's all the circles?
It's a chain of circles, yeah.
Yeah, that's a chain of circles.
Lovely.
I am going to I need to pull this whip back out. Oh Feathers has a chain of circles and also within the pattern of the feathers. So
that's cool. And now that you said that, Laurie, you realize, of course, I've got a chain of circle garland on Nutcracker too. All right, last one for this is Western Australia is Australia's largest state and takes up the entire western third of the country. Stitch 500 stitches on a piece you've completed at least a third of. So we don't need to discuss that. We've got plenty of those. All right. What's happening in Semi-Sane, Laurie or Sasha?
I can do that one. Semi-Sane has, I'm not on that page, but I'm getting there right now. One of the things that happens every month is like this or that. And let me get to the, I thought I would get there faster. Lisa, you're good at talking. Okay, I'm here. Okay.
I can talk underwater, you know that.
Yes, you're good at it. So this or that October is a whip with Halloween related or has the word October in it.
Right.
So it actually has to say October. Okay. We're all stitching on Halloweeny
Yeah,
stuff. So
that's easy. I mean, they've done that on purpose to make it easy for people to access.
yes, and it's non-counting. So for you non-counters, there's Simasang Trick or Treat. The details aren't necessarily posted on the main group. You have to go to the Facebook group for the trick or treat event. So go check it out if that interests you. There will be quotas, there will be counting, there will be insane versions. So go check it out if that's what you're looking for this month. They also have Choose My Whip. I used to do Choose My Whip, and as long as you're very careful on what you put up there for people to vote on, you're going to stitch on your focus pieces. You just got to only present your focus pieces. So that's kind of fun because there's a lot of enabling that goes on because you're looking at everybody else's work too and choosing their whip for them.
Yes.
Yes. And then there's the 12 days of Halloween. And it's very similar to like the 12 days of Christmas. I think there's like a poem or a whip that has kind of like the 12 days of Halloween. And just follow the event. You are basically going to focus on relating your whip to that poem in some fashion. So there you go. There's lots going on. And they always have the focus challenge where you pick one whip and you do 1,000 stitch increments and you get rewarded with it to the raffle. So
okay, great.
I believe that's
well, no new starts.
all of them.
Busy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Busy with lots of things happening. We rolled over to the Chinese Zodiac, the year of the rooster, and I don't think we talked about it. So we need to just mention here in case people are wanting to do this. And just a heads up on No New Starts, people, if you're not in No New Starts and you're interested in joining us in 2023, we are continuing and we're going to open up for new members on the 1st of November. But we're going to have a name change to Whip Warriors because the whole focus is on working your whips and focusing on what you've got. We're not stopping people from starting necessarily going forward because we've got a lot of members who've done No New Starts for 2 years and they want to start something. So we've got four categories that you can do and there's a home for everyone. But it's good to challenge yourself and you have to participate in one of the categories. So if you're interested, listen out and we'll announce it when we do our next video. All right, the animal is a rooster. Any of you got any roosters?
I want to say
I've got one. You really can't see, but that chickeny thing there is a rooster. He's got the red things on his head. So I've got a rooster. Yay.
I'm looking to see if any of these ones on Dog's Declaration look like roosters. And
I think if you can pretend one of them is, you'll be fine.
yeah, oh yeah, because there's like a weather vane here.
Yeah, well, weather
Yeah,
vanes
and
have
it like looked like a rooster on top of it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you've got that, and I guess Cozy Cove has a weather vane on it with a rooster on it.
I think the weather vane is the whale, so I would go with Dog's Declaration.
Okay. Lucky numbers 5, 7, and 8. So you want to find something that's got 5 of something or 7 of something or 8 of something or the numbers 5, 7, and 8 in it.
Ooh, you know what's good for that is there's a spider on here and it has 8 legs.
Beautiful.
That
That
is
Halloween. Good for that. That is good for that.
Yes.
I actually could use this again because in the animals, although there's 6 animals, one's a dog and the other 5 are the alpacas and chickens. So I could say there's 5 farm animals.
Yeah, I would do Cozy Cove. And I would say at the front of each house, at the front of this house, there are 5 windows. I don't know if that would work, but I would try it.
Well, I think that would work.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, you've only got four sheep. How many of the cows are? There's 3 cows. Yeah,
Yeah.
fine
Two,
with those.
four.
I'd go with
Build
that.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to count your boats too. Anyway,
Yeah.
good.
Eh.
More double dipping. We like that. All right, lucky colors: gold, brown, and yellow. So you've got to stitch in gold, brown, or yellow.
I could do that. A Cozy Cove, the trees over on the side are browns. So
I think I will be able to do the gold and the brown in my Lantern Lane because I've got to do the alphabet and it's brown.
And Summer in Stars Hollow has these beautiful yellow flowers up at
Oh
the
yeah,
top.
look at that.
yeah.
That's what I would use.
And then the lucky flowers are gladioli and another one. So I used to do this all the time. I used to give you guys pictures, and then I don't know why I stopped doing it. Here are the gladioli flowers. So they're the tall, sort of almost lily type looking flowers. And the other one is called the coxcomb. So it looks like that. It looks a bit like a piece of coral, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So there are your flowers, really bright colours though in the coxcomb. Trying to stop the share. There we go.
Yep. I've got that in Cozy Cove. The flower borders are very much like that coxcomb. Here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't such a great picture, but the Fairy Tale Village,
Oh, yeah.
these flowers right
gold
here
down
have
there.
that vertical.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have anything that's really like that at all. So I have to look harder for that one. Okay, so that is the zodiac. Remember, it's non-counting. You just post your beginning and your ending to know what you're doing, and it's an easy one to get some progress on and earn some raffle entries. We also got Knock It Over. As I said, jump on Knock It Over and declare your goal and see if you can get it, because my goal is just do 6 finishes. I'm aiming high. You got any goals for Knock It Over, Laurie?
I do. I have my ornament set to finish, so that would be another 5. Cozy Cove, I would hope that I could get, if not finished, at least a good amount of progress, and maybe one more. That's very lofty goals.
No, but that's good. I mean, it's good to aim high and see if you can get there. What about you, Sasha?
Well, I have a non-cross stitch project that I'm planning to finish in October. So I won't be finishing a lot of cross stitch, but I'm starting 2 cross stitches. So it's kind of the opposite of,
The opposite.
of the idea.
But your piece is a beautiful needlework piece, so it's still close enough.
Yeah.
All right. And the last event in the main group is Know Your Mod Min. And this month it's the lovely, I don't know where she is on my screen, Laurie. Laurie. She's above me at the moment because we're all standing in a tower, but I have no idea what we're looking like on what you're watching. Okay. Laurie lives in Fort Worth, Texas. Stitch on a piece you can tie to this place.
I would say anything with cows, definitely. Yeah. I know there's other things, but cows, especially Longhorn.
Well, I would be doing this one because I've just finished watching that precursor to the Yellowstone, and Fort Worth, Texas is where they actually headed off for on their journey. So it's like the start of the prairie.
Yes. And Fort Worth has some nicknames. Panther City is one. So a panther or a large cat is Fort Worth related. Yeah.
Cowtown is the other.
Cowtown.
Yeah.
The other nickname. Yeah.
Awesome. Anything for you, Sasha?
Well, I would do this one just because I started it with Lori.
And she lives in
And
Fort
so
Worth.
that's how it's connected
Mm-hmm.
to Fort
Okay.
Worth for me.
And obviously this month is Laurie's birth month. Stitch on a project you can relate to Laurie's birth month of October. So for me, Halloween is in October. Spooky Hollow.
Yeah, same for me.
Nice.
What are you going to do, Laurie? It's your event. You should have all the answers.
I should have all the answers. I am doing the Haunted Library Sal, which
That
is
works. Yes, awesome. All right. Her favorite drink is Coke Zero Sugar. Oh no, sorry, Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. I got it wrong. Stitch on something you can tie to this drink and be creative. So obviously the Dr. Pepper is the way to go.
very Texas drink.
Ooh, Dr. Pepper. Here's Dr. Pepper from Japan. The closest I've got.
It's a brown drink.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I'd say that this is a garden. There's all kinds of herbs and spices. It's an herb garden, and pepper would grow in an herb and
Yeah.
spice garden.
There you go.
Laurie,
Something brown.
anything brown? Okay.
Mhm.
Well, here we go. Burnt orange or brownish orange is Laurie's favorite color. Put stitches into a whip using this color. So, that double dips nicely with the one we were just talking about. I, again, will do this one because it's a orangish brown.
Yeah, I think I do my Halloween with the jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
Yes, and it gives you some insight into why this is one of my favorite whips as a leaves turn. It's full of that.
All that
Yeah.
orangey brown, all that favorite color you love.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely. Her two designers she has the most from is Rosewood Manor and Long Dog Designs. So stitch on one of those, and that's easily for me. I can do that this month. Anzacs by Long Dog.
Mhm.
And I don't have anything by either one of those designers.
And Laurie's got heaps, so we don't really need to go there unless
Yeah.
you want to tell us which one you're focusing on.
Actually, none of those at the moment because they're just not close to a finish. I've finished some. That's kind of the problem.
Yeah.
Some that are not in finish. I can show you my
Well,
whip.
She's currently working on a gnome cell by Missy Cross of Cross Stitch for Everyone. Stitch on a whip with a gnome.
Yes.
I don't have any gnomes in my current one, so I will be passing on gnoming.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was stitching those gnomes too, and I got about halfway through, and I'm on a gnome hiatus at the moment.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of gnomes. You did so well. And Laurie just finished one too, so
Yeah.
no gnomes here. Another whip Laurie's been focusing on is Attack of a Titan. Stitch on a whip that ties to a movie, series, or book.
Mhm.
Well, I think I've already covered that because I said this really ties into me to that series I was watching.
Mhm.
Well, and this is my Gilmore Girls piece.
That definitely fits.
Yes.
And what
Perfect.
about you, Laurie?
Oh, I'm going out for Attack on Titan.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And a whip you share with Laurie. I might have to do it twice, but Anzac, I know I share with Laurie. And obviously Sasha shares Dog Declaration. So we've got that
Yep.
covered.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right. What's happening in pop culture?
Pop culture has that was where I was before. And I got all into
Sorry, I threw you out of the audience. Head was different.
that's part of it. So
Yes.
another exciting thing in pop culture is she is bringing back this scavenger hunt. And
Yay,
it's
I saw that last night. I was so excited.
yes, 2-month event. The items to look for are a police station, an office, a swamp, a campsite, a mall, a farm/ranch, big city, a party, a sporting event, a fair, carnival, or amusement park. It's kind of all the same. A museum, then holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween. Then some weird ones like something you consider Gothic. It's not weird, it's just broad. Okay, something you consider Gothic and something you consider patriotic. Not necessarily US, just whatever you consider patriotic. So broader categories, very focused categories. There's something for everybody in this scavenger hunt, and you have 2 months to wrangle it.
And what are we going to do?
You have to do 250 stitches for each prompt. You can do more than one. You can use your whip more than once.
So just fit our whip into that prompt.
Yes, and when I say do more than one, you can do the same prompt. I think you'd have to use one whip for more than one prompt, so you can reuse your whips.
Yeah, and you can reuse the prompt with different whips.
Got it.
You can't just bulk stitch and say, I think, I could be wrong, but I feel like you can't bulk stitch and say, I'm going to do 1,000 on this whip and call it 4 times the police station.
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. And it's 2 months again. So that's really good. I like the 2-month ones because you can sort of really plan it out.
Yes, exactly. So that's all out there. Anything else?
I think that's all for pop culture. And so you think you can stitch? We have just kicked off the amazing race and people had a chance to sign up. This will go for about 2 months too, but there's an option to be an individual or as part of a team. I chose to go individual because I just wanted to do it by myself. And I'm already done 3 stops and I'll have a look after I finish filming and see where I'm off to next. But it's the same format as the Amazing Race, which is on TV in both America and Australia at the moment. So quite fun to be stitching something while you're actually watching it, which is really cool. What else is happening around the trap? Sasha, any other groups that you're in? What's happening in them?
No, nothing I can think of. We're on leg 4 in the road trip for no new starts.
We've got a pop-up happening in that. What's the pop-up, Sasha?
Yeah. And the pop-up is hurricane relief.
Yeah.
And depending on where you are in leg 4, you have an assigned number of stitches to complete by the end of the weekend, I believe, by Monday, I think.
That's quite hefty for me. I've got to do 2,000.
Woo!
Yeah, but it's good because, you know, we're supporting the people who are in the hurricane in America, and that's right where we're traveling. So we already had one person who was way ahead. The hurricane picked them up and threw them backwards.
Oh dear.
The rest of us are coming up the rear cleaning up after the hurricane. So it's a bit of community service for the area virtually by stitching.
Yeah.
Hell's Stitching is just doing a restock now. We just had an individual event, lots of fun. There's a new game out in the traps called Harvest Stitching, based on Farmville. Another new one around the traps is Jurassic World, where you're building your own dinosaur theme park. Utopia, we're actually in the middle of a flood in Utopia, so we've got lots of work to do there. And that's still happening. So yeah, just constant curveballs as always. Any others I've forgotten, Laurie?
No.
We always forget something.
I was looking through my save list. Those are all the groups that I am in. So
okay. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We hope that helps you with your planning. As always, feel free to give us comments. If you've got anything you'd like us to focus on, Laurie and I will be back in about 2 weeks with a fortnightly update. And thanks so much for joining us, Sasha.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Bye.